Good morning. Adrian gives final speech to New Zealand Parliament. On April 5th, 2023, Jacinda Ardern gave her final speech to New Zealand's Parliament, wearing a traditional Maori cloak called a koro. She reflected on her 5 years as Prime Minister. A global icon to the political left, Ardern stepped down as Prime Minister in January, saying, "I no longer have enough in the tank to do it justice." But she stayed on as a lawmaker to avoid triggering a special election ahead of general elections in October 2023. Ardern said she entered politics based on her convictions, but got used to her tenure being defined by a different list. A domestic terror attack, a volcanic eruption, a pandemic, a series of events where I found myself in people's lives during their most grief-stricken or traumatic moments, she said. She also described how she and finance clerk Gayford had thought they couldn't have children. Rather than process that, I campaigned to become Prime Minister, she joked. But then she discovered she was pregnant when her daughter Nave was born in 2018. Ardern became just the second elected world leader to give birth while in office. That's very cool. Ardern also described how she'd approached the COVID-19 pandemic scientifically and how New Zealand had done best in excess mortality among developed nations. While she couldn't control how her tenure would be defined by others, Ardern said she hoped it had demonstrated something else. You can be nerd, a career, a hugger, you can be all of these things, and not only can you be here, you can lead just like me. When she finished speaking after about 35 minutes, she was greeted with a standing ovation and several Maori songs. So cool. Ardern will now begin a new unpaid role fighting online extremism as special envoy for the Christchurch call. It's an initiative she started with French President Emmanuel Macron on 2019. Hey, you're dropping off. Yes, that's much better, baby. After 51 people were killed at 2 mosques in the New Zealand city of Christchurch. She is also joining the board for the Earthshot Prize, an environmental charity started by Britain's Prince William. This today was difficult, actually. Discussion. What are your thoughts on Jacinda Ardern's resignation? It's kind of sad. I liked her very much. Is Ardern generally well liked in your country? I suppose so. Have any of your country's past leaders resigned? What do you imagine would be the most stressful thing about leading a country? So lonely, I suppose. Are there any political figures in your country who are unlike typical politicians? For the discussion, what are the youngest politicians in your country? Are they popular? I like the Osaka's which one was that? 市長府長さんでしたっけ? He's young. I like him. Who are some of your country's longest-serving political figures? How do you imagine the leader of your country's tenure will be remembered? What political figures around the world do you most admire? Are there Obama? I liked him very much. Are there many women in politics in your country? Do you think this will change? Don't know.